Government protesters have also been fighting with police again in Istanbul and Ankara. People are demanding that Mr. Erdogan resign. The government of Istanbul has banned people from gathering at Taksim Square. It's been the main base for demonstrators over the past 2 weeks. Contrast the scene then in one part of Istanbul where there's a massive crowd gathered to hear the Prime Minister speak. And look at the scene where Al Jazeera's Hashim Al-Bara is right now in Istanbul. Not a lot of people apparently behind you. Crowds, anti-government protesters are out though on the streets, Hashim.
Well, behind me it's quite empty. There's absolutely no one except for a significant presence of the police and security forces. Some of them have been flown from different parts of the country to boost and to step up security corridors around the Taksim Square. The government has made it quite clear that they will seal off the area. They won't let protesters anymore in Taksim Square. Situation, though, remains very tense. The government, there are scuffles around the area, particularly in some of the neighborhoods of Taksim. Police had to use water cannon and also tear gas to disperse the crowd. The protesters are saying that they will regroup and they will make it back to Gezi Park. But because of the significant presence of the police and the security corridor, it remains to be seen whether they will be able to make it back to Taksim Square, particularly to Gezi Park, after the protest movement was broken up by the police yesterday.
Okay, for anyone who doesn't know Istanbul, give us an idea of the geography here. How far away is this AK Party gathering that the Prime Minister is speaking at now from where you are at Taksim Square? And is there a danger that as the police won't allow protesters into the square, that the two crowds, perhaps once the rally is over, the AK Party rally is over, could meet and that trouble could spark?
Well, the AK Party meeting, which is underway now, is on the edge of Istanbul, about 10 kilometers or so from Taksim Square, which means that the potential for clashes between supporters of Prime Minister Recep Tayyip Erdogan and the protesters are remote. But however, there's been significant presence of the police to try to prevent any potential deterioration of the security situation later in the day, particularly in the evening where protest movement peaks and where the clashes peak. They're trying to establish corridors to try to prevent both sides from further coming close into each other. The government so far has been holding most of its rallies away from the focal points of the protest movement, worried about potential degeneration and further clashes in the country. Prime Minister Recep Erdogan reiterating his position that he will go ahead with his plan. He will wait for a court ruling. But however, as far as he is concerned, he made a deal with a delegation from the protesters. They promised to put an end to the protest movement, waiting for a final decision from the court ruling.
Hashim, for the moment, many thanks. Hashim Al-Bara reporting live there from Istanbul. Iran's newly elected president has spoken publicly for the first time since winning in Saturday's vote. Hassan Rouhani pledged to serve the national interest and to do everything